Welcome, seekers of wisdom. Today we delve into the ancient philosophy of Stoicism. Born in the bustling city of Athens, Greece, Stoicism has been a guiding light for many over centuries. This school of thought was nurtured by three great philosophers, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Each, in their own right, contributed to the development and dissemination of this philosophy. Stoicism, however, is not just a relic of the past. It's a practical tool, a mindset, and a way of life that holds immense relevance in our modern world. It teaches us to navigate our lives with grace, resilience, and a deep understanding of our own selves. Particularly for men, Stoicism offers a path to explore their inner strength and wisdom, fostering a balance between their emotions and actions. Now let's unearth the tenets of Stoicism that can transform our lives. I'm Dober the Stoic, your new pet. Firstly, Stoicism teaches us to control what can be controlled. This nugget of wisdom might sound simple, but it carries immense power. Imagine the countless hours we've all spent worrying about factors outside our influence. Whether it's the weather, traffic, or someone else's opinion of us, these are elements we simply cannot change. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to shift our focus inward, towards the aspects of life we can directly influence. This might be our attitude towards a challenging situation, our response to an unexpected event, or even our daily habits and routines. Consider a professional scenario. Maybe you're preparing for a big presentation. You cannot control the reactions of your audience or the technical glitches that might occur, but you can control your preparation, your knowledge of the subject, and your delivery. The same applies to our personal lives. We can't control if our friend will be on time for dinner, but we can control how we react if they're late. By focusing on what we can control, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety and gain a sense of empowerment. Remember, the only real control we have is over ourselves. The next lesson from Stoicism is accepting impermanence. The world around us is in a constant state of flux. Seasons change, civilizations rise and fall, even the stars in the night sky aren't eternal. This is a fundamental truth of our existence. But rather than causing despair, the Stoic philosophers saw this as liberating. Embracing change means acknowledging that loss is inevitable. It's a part of life. Whether we're talking about the end of a relationship, the loss of a job, or the death of a loved one, these experiences are painful, yet universal. Stoics teach us to lean into these moments, to accept them, rather than fight against them. This doesn't mean we become passive or indifferent. Rather, it's about understanding that our time and energy are better spent on things we can influence, rather than longing for things to remain as they are. By accepting impermanence, we can navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of calm and equanimity. It helps us to face challenges, to adapt, and to grow. Change is the only constant in life, and accepting this brings peace. Stoicism also values the power of self-reflection. But what does this mean, you may ask? Well, it's quite simple. Self-reflection is the practice of setting aside time each day to honestly evaluate our actions and decisions. Now imagine standing in front of a mirror. What do you see? More than just a reflection, you are looking at a living, breathing, thinking, being capable of growth and change. This is where the magic of self-reflection comes in. It's about analyzing what we've done, why we did it, and how we can improve. Consider the simple act of missing a deadline at work. Instead of brushing it off, Stoicism encourages us to reflect. Why did we miss the deadline? Was it procrastination, poor planning, or an unexpected obstacle? Recognizing the root cause can help us take steps to avoid similar pitfalls in the future. Self-reflection is also about acknowledging our successes. Celebrating our wins, no matter how small, can boost our confidence and drive us to achieve more. In essence, self-reflection is like having a personal coach, constantly pushing us to be a better version of ourselves. And as we evolve, we realize that reflecting on our actions and decisions leads us to a path of self-improvement. Resilience is another cornerstone of Stoicism. This philosophy doesn't promise an easy life, but it does provide the tools to withstand life's storms with grace and strength. The Stoics believed in the power of resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, not just to survive, but to thrive. Consider the story of Epictetus. Born into slavery, he became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers. Despite his difficult beginnings, he faced adversity with an iron will, turning his trials into a source of strength. His resilience didn't just help him survive, it transformed his life. Then there's the tale of James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy admiral and aviator who was held as a prisoner of war for over 7 years during the Vietnam War. Inspired by Epictetus's teachings, he used Stoic principles to endure his captivity with resilience and dignity. His story is a testament to the power of resilience in even the most extreme circumstances. Stoicism teaches us that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we react. By choosing resilience, we choose to rise above our circumstances, to find strength in adversity, and to carry on with courage and calm. In the face of adversity, resilience is our greatest ally. Stoicism promotes detachment from material possessions. This isn't about rejecting the world, but rather about understanding the fleeting nature of things. Stoics invite us to question our desires and attachments. Are they necessary? Do they truly add value to our lives, or are they simply feeding a never-ending cycle of want? Imagine a life where you're not bound by the chains of materialism, where your happiness doesn't hinge on the latest gadget, the swankiest car, or the size of your home. Instead, your joy emanates from within, resilient to the ebb and flow of external circumstances. The Stoic perspective encourages inner freedom, a liberation that comes from understanding the impermanent nature of material possessions. This is not a call to abandon all belongings, but rather a reminder to not let them own us. It's about recognizing that the quest for more often leads to a less fulfilling life, riddled with anxiety and discontent. By reducing our desires, we can create space for what truly matters, our personal growth, relationships, and experiences. We gain control over our lives, rather than being controlled by our possessions. True freedom lies not in possessing more, but in desiring less. Pursuing virtue is a key Stoic principle. In the realm of Stoicism, virtue is not merely a set of moral standards. It is the embodiment of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, the four cardinal virtues of Stoicism. These virtues act as a compass, guiding us in our actions and decisions. They remind us to act with integrity, to be brave in the face of adversity, to treat others with fairness, and to maintain balance in our desires and fears. They form the bedrock of a life well lived, a life of purpose and meaning. Now you might wonder, how can I live a virtuous life in the modern world? The answer lies in daily practice. Start by reflecting on your actions and decisions. Are they aligned with the Stoic virtues? If not, what can you do differently? Remember, it's not about perfection, but progress. Each small step you take towards virtue is a victory. You could also engage with others who are on the same path. Share your struggles and successes, learn from each other, and grow together. In the end, virtue isn't just about doing good, it's about being good. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, for your own sake and for the sake of the world. Stoicism teaches the importance of living in the present. It's about understanding that the past is gone and the future is yet to come. The present, however, is right here, right now. It's the only reality we can truly touch and feel. Consider this. You're walking in a park, but you're so engrossed in your thoughts about yesterday's argument or tomorrow's presentation that you fail to notice the scent of blooming flowers or the chirping of birds. That's the beauty of the present moment, often lost in the shuffle of our thoughts. So, how do we harness the power of the present? It's through mindfulness, a practice where we bring our attention back to the here and now. It's about observing our thoughts and feelings without judging them good or bad. It's about grounding ourselves in the current moment. You could start by taking 5 minutes each day to focus on your breath, feeling the rise and fall of your chest, or perhaps savor your morning coffee, paying attention to its aroma, taste, and warmth. These are simple ways to practice mindfulness, to immerse ourselves in the present. The present moment is all we truly have. Let's cherish it. Managing emotions is another crucial Stoic lesson. Now, it's important to remember that Stoicism doesn't advocate for the suppression of emotions, but rather the understanding and proper management of them. Imagine emotions as a wild horse. Without training, it may run rampant, causing chaos. But with understanding and patience, you can guide the horse, using its strength to your advantage. Stoicism teaches us to be the calm, patient horse trainers of our own emotions. One of the techniques Stoics advocate for is the practice of negative visualization. It's a mental exercise where you imagine scenarios that could go wrong in your life. It sounds counterintuitive, right? But it's not about fostering fear, but preparation and resilience. By considering the worst, we can respond to negative events with more composure when they do occur. Take the story of James, for instance. He was a top executive, always under high stress. But after embracing Stoic philosophy, he began to view his stress not as a hindrance, but as a challenge to overcome. With time, he learned to manage his emotions, rather than letting them manage him. Emotions are like waves. We can't stop them, but we can learn to surf. Stoicism teaches the art of not complaining. This ancient philosophy encourages us to accept circumstances as they are, rather than wasting energy lamenting what we cannot change. Imagine for a moment that you're stuck in traffic or your flight is delayed. Your immediate reaction might be to complain, but what if instead you chose acceptance? What if you saw this as an opportunity to listen to an audiobook, or to simply breathe and be present? A less complaining attitude can do wonders for our mental well-being. It can shift our focus from what's going wrong to what's going right, and help us appreciate the good in our lives. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or bottling up emotions. It means recognizing what's within our control and choosing to act positively. A story that encapsulates this is of the renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who was born a slave. Despite his circumstances, he chose not to complain, but to embrace the teachings of Stoicism, eventually gaining his freedom and influencing countless individuals with his wisdom. Complaining less opens the door to contentment. It's an invitation to embrace life as it is, with all its imperfections, and find joy in the everyday. Lastly, Stoicism recognizes the wisdom in asking for help. It's a simple yet profound concept. Stoicism doesn't promote isolation or self-reliance to the point of stubbornness. Instead, it encourages us to understand our limitations and to lean on the strength of others when needed. Consider the vastness of our universe, the interconnectedness of nature, and the way societies are built. We are not solitary creatures, but parts of a greater whole. Just as a single thread gains strength from being woven into a tapestry, we too gain strength from our community. Imagine a tree, standing tall and proud in a forest. It's not just the tree's own strength that keeps it upright. It's the interlacing roots of the forest, the support from the ground, and the mutual shelter provided by neighboring trees. This same wisdom applies to us. We thrive when we allow ourselves to be supported, and when we offer support in return. There are countless stories of individuals who, by asking for help, have not only overcome their own challenges, but have also fostered growth and strength in their communities. These stories remind us that it's not weakness to seek assistance, but a sign of wisdom and strength. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. We're stronger together. We've journeyed through the tenets of Stoicism, a philosophy that can truly transform our lives. We've explored how to control what can be controlled, accept impermanence, and reflect on ourselves. We've delved into the importance of resilience, detaching from material possessions, and pursuing virtue. We've also touched on living in the present, managing emotions, not complaining, and the wisdom of asking for help. Each of these 10 lessons from Stoicism offers a path to a more mindful, resilient, and virtuous life. It's now up to you to incorporate these lessons into your daily life. Delve deeper into this philosophy, explore its teachings, and let its wisdom guide you. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism and experience the profound impact it can have on your life. I'm Dober the Stoic, your new pet. Follow the footsteps and be ready for the next video of your journey. You won't miss out by waiting.